Throughout time, there have been men to whom justice has been more important than life itself. From these ranks come 4 men, prepared to fight valiantly on the side of justice wherever the need may be. Joined together in this cause, they are the 4 Just Men.
Flint, take it easy. We've radioed through the identification number. We'll get a check immediately. Where exactly was this wreck?
Up in Black Moose Mountains.
See any signs of life?
No, couldn't get near it. River's too high. Take more than 1 man to get across.
Okay. Plane with identification AB251 was reported missing and presumably crashed.
There you are. What'd I tell you? Let's go.
There's only one thing. That plane was reported missing 5 years ago.
How's this sound? A similar situation arose in the famous Thompson Bywaters case in England. The man Bywaters actually delivered the blow that killed Mr. Thompson, but Edith Thompson, who incited Bywaters to the crime, was found guilty with him and condemned to death.
You mean they hanged her though she wasn't even there? I don't think that's fair.
Those people felt sorry for Mr. Bywaters for falling into the clutches of an evil woman.
Evil woman? That's nonsense.
Mr. Ryder?
Yes?
I'd like to speak to you, if I may. Alone. My name is Brandt, Mrs. Brandt. I come from Sweden. I want your help. Did you read in the newspapers a few days ago about a wrecked plane that was found in Canada?
Yes.
When that plane disappeared 5 years ago, it was being piloted by my husband. Now I know that he must have died in the crash.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Brandt. I don't understand.
Many people in Sweden believe that that plane was carrying $500,000 in gold.
That's an awful lot of dollars, Mrs. Brandt. Did it belong to your husband?
No. Lars was one of the directors of a bank in Stockholm. When he disappeared and the money was missing, the other directors did everything they could to hush the matter up. But the gold was never recovered. But Lars wasn't a criminal. Now is my chance to prove it, if I can establish that the gold wasn't on that plane.
Why did he leave the country? Sweden to Canada, that's quite a flight.
He was running away, but not for the reasons that everyone thought.
May I know the reasons?
Lars was older than me, Mr. Ryder, very rich. I tried to make him happy, and I believe I did at first, but it didn't really work. I suppose in a way I drove him to his death. Now that the wrecked plane has been found, I owe him at least this to help to clear his name.
All right, let's say there isn't any gold. The police will report him when they get there.
But, Mr. Ryder, I didn't go to the police. I came to the 4 Just Men. Don't the dead deserve justice, too?
You're not sure, are you?
If the police find the gold, it will be reported all over the world. The whole scandal will open up again.
Well, how do you prevent it?
The police have said that they are waiting for the weather to clear. Now, that might take several weeks. If we can get there first and the gold is there, then you can help me to get it back quietly to the people Lars defrauded, to the people to whom it really belongs.
That's a pretty tall order, Mrs. Brandt. I'll have to think about it.
You can reach me here.
What if I decide not to come?
Then I shall go alone. I have to. Years ago, I suppose, it would have been called a sort of penance. Goodbye, Mr. Ryder.
Goodbye, Mrs. Brandt.
Now I understand about poor Mr. Bywater's.
Tell me, how does it feel to fall into the clutches of an evil woman?
You listening at keyholes again?
No need. I just left the intercom button down.
Don't you trust her?
I think she's the nearest thing to a gold digger I ever seen, in every sense.
That's very feminine judgment.
Oh, I'm a very feminine person. Look, isn't it obvious? She just wants you to help her get hold of the money, and she doesn't intend to return it.
So you think there is gold down the plane, huh? It's beginning to sound very tempting.
Jeff!
Look, put a call through to London for me, Ben Manfred. And this time, don't listen in.
Yes, sir.
Manfred here. Well, hello, Jeff. What can I do for you? The Lars Brand case.
Yeah, I'd like you to check on it, Ben. I need all the facts.
No, there's no need to check. I remember it well. It caused quite a stir in banking circles. Yes, that was roughly it. Brand flew off in his private plane. He and the gold just vanished.
Well, what happened to the gold and the company?
Well, he finished it. Not at first. The other directors tried to keep it out of the papers, but, well, you can't keep a thing like that quiet for long. You see, the money represented the life savings of a few thousand ordinary people. They were the real losers. They never got a penny.
So if the gold were recovered, it would have belonged to them.
Yes. Jeff, if there's any chance of recovering it, I think we should do everything we can to help.
Well, thanks a lot, Ben. That's all I wanted to know. I hope I didn't call it an awkward time.
Oh, no, Jeff. Your timing was perfect.
Oh. Ask Coleman to take over my classes for the next few days, will you?
Can I ask why you're going on a journey which seems to me utterly pointless?
$500,000 in gold and a beautiful blonde, and you ask me why? You're not that young, Vicky.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Why, Mrs. Brandt.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I...
Surely you remember me. I'm Krager, Lance Krager of the Scandinavian Press Agency. I did an interview with you. Let's see, must be 5 years ago.
Mr. Wright, I've never set eyes on this man before.
Why are you here?
I was assigned to the story of this crash 5 years ago, and I've come to finish it.
Well, did you meet that trapper who found the plane?
Oh, Flynn? Oh, yes, he's quite a character.
Is he still in town? I'd like to meet him.
That won't be difficult. Yes, he's still in town. You'll find him at the police station. He's under arrest.
We've been trying to catch up with him for 2 years. He outsmarted himself when he came in here. Now we're holding him on a poaching charge.
How long will he get?
6 months, maybe longer. Because he could always pay the fine, but I don't think he's got $300.
Well, don't tell me you're going to wait till Flynn finishes his sentence before you go up to that plane.
I didn't say that. Flynn's told us where it is. We'll go when the weather clears.
That might take weeks.
Possible. But I can't risk it in conditions like this. Not for a 5-year-old wreck.
This is Mrs. Brandt. Her husband's body happens to be in that 5-year-old wreck.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Brandt. But you understand.
Could I see Flynn?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Gold, Flynn. Gold! You stick by me, boy, and I will lead you right to it. There's a mine up there in the hills with nuggets lying around all over.
What's all that about?
Oh, that's Rusty. He's just a soak, always raving about a gold mine in the clouds.
Why is he in here?
Fighting drunk at a bar 2 nights ago. We usually keep him in here till he dries out.
How long are you keeping me in here? Did you both get your promotion?
You watch your lip, Flynn.
Look, Flynn, I'm a lawyer. I can get you out of here. I'll pay you a fine.
You're, city folk, ain't you? Why should you do this for me?
I want you to lead us to that plane. This lady's husband died in that crash. It's very important for her to get up there as soon as possible.
Why don't you tell him the truth, Mr. Ryder?
I have.
Not the whole truth. According to what I just heard, there's more than a dead body in that plane. There's $500,000 in gold.
That's a lie.
Gold! Just as I've always dreamed of it.
Shut up, Rusty. I'll put you in solitary. All right, Mr. Ryder, this kind of changes things. Perhaps we ought to get up there as soon as possible.
Look, Sergeant, I don't know what Craig had told you, but it's only a rumor that there's gold in that plane. It was never proved.
Why are you so anxious to see Flynn?
Didn't do any good. He didn't tell me where the plane is.
I didn't tell anybody where the plane is.
You told me.
You don't think that was the truth, do you? Why, if I'd have really told you where that plane was, I'd have got 12 months jail instead of 6.
You mean that wreck's in reserve territory?
I mean, you let me out of here and I'll lead you to it. Mr. Ryder will pay my fine, won't you?
That's right.
All right, Mr. Ryder, I'll check through. Try and get him released under my supervision.
Thank you, Sergeant.
What are we waiting for, Monty? Let me out of here.
When I'm ready.
You'll let me out now, or I won't lead you to the gold. Oh, another thing. Hey, Rusty, want to join us on the treasure trail?
What use will he be?
Well, he's the best trail cook in the territory when he's sober. I'll have more important things to do than peel potatoes.
Don't push it too far, Flynn.
Mr. Ryder's a lawyer. He'll tell you I ain't asking nothing that's illegal.
It's important to get out to that wreck as soon as possible. Without Flynn, it may take us all summer to find it.
Without me, you'll never find it.
What's the joke?
I don't think the legal mind will appreciate it.
I've had enough of your jokes, Flynn.
We all have.
Nobody asked you to come?
Nobody asked any of us to come.
I'm going for a walk.
Nobody leaves the camp without my permission.
Try to stop me. Let him go.
You said it would take 4 days. This is the 5th.
Yeah, it's funny you should bring that up. See, I made a little mistake. I took the wrong trail down by the river, came up on the wrong side of the pass.
How long will it take to get to the right side?
Oh, 2, 3 days maybe. You know, it's turned back.
You're lying. I know this pass. There's only one way up from the river. You've deliberately misled us.
Then what do you suggest, Sergeant?
Look, we'll all have to get together and decide. I'll go get Krager. Krager, we want you to come. What have you got there?
Nothing. I dropped my matches.
Let's have it. Let's have it. Come on. It's part of the fuselage. You knew we were here, didn't you? That's why you wanted to keep Krager from going out.
Why did he want to go out? Don't you think he knew?
Oh, he's in there. Please, please do something.
Was that her husband? Aye, what 5 years dead can do.
Get a shovel and start digging.
We searched the plane. We'll go over it inch by inch again tomorrow. Looks like Krager was wrong. There's no sign of any gold.
Then I was right. Lars is innocent after all. Do you believe me now, Mr. Ryder? Will you help me declare his name when we get back?
Rusty's finished.
Forgive me, Lars. I have tried to make it up to you. Perhaps now we can both have some peace. Requiescat. Requiescat in pace.
you found it. That's great. We'll share it. You can't get it out by yourself.
Still not convinced?
As a matter of fact, no.
Why not? Stuart said there wasn't any gold on the plane.
I'm afraid there was, Mrs. Brandt. You see those specks? That's gold dust. There was gold hidden under those panels.
Well, what happened to it? Did he just get up and walk away?
No. Someone came during the night and opened that panel.
Flynn's missing. He's taken to the horses. Look, you can see the tracks.
He's found the gold.
Stop talking about the gold. Flynn had every reason to run away. He's under arrest.
I wish I could believe that.
Flynn's run out on me. Flynn ran out on me. We were going to work that mine together. We were going to get rich, and now he's run out on me. I've lost my gold mine.
Shut up, you crazy fool.
What have I got to live for now? Flynn, you thief! You dirty, rotten thief!
Come on, Rusty, stop it. Stuart, how much do you think $500,000 in gold weighs?
Close on 1,000 pounds.
It's been raining on and off for a week. The earth is soft. Look at those hoof prints.
What are you getting at?
Those horses didn't carry a thing.
I don't think we can jump to that conclusion.
Maybe he's buried it and rode off to draw us away. He could come back for it later. If he has buried it, it can't be far away.
Well, let's have a look around.
We'll search for it in pairs.
I'll go with Mrs. Brandt.
Okay, I'll take Rusty.
That means you trust me to go alone. Thank you.
Now, we all know what we're looking for, any patch of freshly dug earth.
You're a strange person, Mrs. Brandt.
Because I've come all this way just to prove my husband's innocence.
Is that really why?
Isn't that reason enough? My husband loved me very much.
And you'd go to any lengths to clear his name?
Yes, Mr. Krieger.
Look over there.
I don't believe it.
Do you want me to go and start digging?
No. You knew that gold was there, didn't you? That's why you wanted me to come with you. You knew I wouldn't want to tell the others.
Neither of us need tell. One day I'll come back and get that gold for myself. That way I have what I want, and you have what you want. Agreed?
Yes.
You'd better get back to the others.
Any luck?
No, not a sign. If there was any gold, Flynn is smarter than we thought.
Flynn?
Ryder!
I found them tied up in a cave in the hills.
And Flynn?
No sign.
Then where is he?
That's a question one of you can answer. There are bloodstains on the saddle. Fresh blood. Flynn didn't run off. He was murdered. If we find the gold, we'll probably find the body.
No. But you never told me.
Tell you what?
Don't listen to her. She's had a shock.
What were you going to say, Mrs. Brandt?
We found the gold. We agreed to say nothing. I didn't know then that...
I didn't kill Flynn, I swear it.
But you knew where the gold was. You lied to us, eh?
Lead the way, Krieger. You found the truth, and you didn't like it, did you?
No.
Your husband's no worse than a lot of others. Where gold is concerned, men will lie and cheat. And even murder.
Well, let's start digging. Get it over.
Well, where's Rusty?
I sent him to fetch some shovels. I'll go and find him. What are you doing, Rusty?
Flynn was my friend. Now he's dead. Can't go to his funeral looking like a tramp. It wouldn't be right.
Yeah?
Forgive me for being so angry before. But as long as there was a chance of believing Lars was innocent, I wanted to hang on to it.
We'd better get back to camp.
Yeah.
Come on, Rusty. You're too late. The funeral's over.
Stay exactly where you are, all of you.
No, it's impossible.
You only thought it impossible, Ingrid.
But that body on the plane.
The pilot I hired at the last minute to help me, he died in the crash. I was luckier. When I came to, I started walking. After about a week, some Indians found me, but I no longer knew where the plane was.
And for 5 years, you tortured me with the thought that you were dead.
Well, how do you think I felt? All I had in the world was that gold, and I didn't know where it was. Every year I came back to the mountains searching. And then at last, Flynn came in and reported the wreck.
What did he do? Catch you with the gold? Is that why you killed him?
I had no further use for him. Now that you have so kindly loaded the gold onto the horses, I have no further use for you.
You'll never get away with it.
On the contrary, I have already got away with it. When your bodies are found, the murderer will be thousands of miles away. And who will they look for? The man who died 5 years ago?
You're not going to murder your wife, too.
Don't worry about Ingrid, Mr. Ryder. She'll come with me. Oh, not that she loves me. I found that out 5 years ago. She'll come with me for the same reason she married me. Because I'm rich.
Just a minute.
I'll come with you, my darling.
He said himself he died 5 years ago. That's when Lars Brandt stopped living as a man.